Good morning, good morning. Horrible human beings. Gaming in the 1980s episode. So, it's been a minute since I did some of these. I get so caught up into doing the little videos and the comedy bits. But I was involved in a conversation this morning that made me think about the 1980s and video gaming. And you can't just say all the 80s because there was a lot of games happening in the 80s. But and things in the early 80s, ColecoVision and television, all of that's like caveman paintings on a wall, and we calling them art compared to what would come down in 1985 with the Nintendo Entertainment System, which I did not get until 1987 and a half, because I was gifted the Atari 2600 at that time, which was caveman on the wall, but God bless my mother. You know, it say on the box the Atari 2600 could play 2600 games and the games from the Atari that came before it. So that, it seemed like a good deal. Plus, I'm sure Nintendo probably was like $2 million back then, Everybody you knew ain't have a Nintendo. But anyway, specifically thinking about gaming, Nintendo was such a integral part of people's childhoods from that era, and that's when gaming really took off. But I specifically want to talk about, did you ever think the level and the concept of what them games was about? Like, seriously, and specifically talking about Double Dragon. Double Dragon. It was a game that shit took all your quarters just to make it there, to if you ever could make it to the end, or just to make it halfway there and fight the big muscle man there, Bobo. But the concept of that was crazy, and it showed you how hard body the 80s was, for a lot of different reasons too. But the game kicks off. Your girl standing in front of a garage, right? And a gang of five, six tough guys. They taking over the city, but for some reason they start with your girl and they just gut punch her. They just body blow her hard as shit. She double over, her panties showing and all. It's crazy. And then in like 3 seconds after they walk off, the garage door go up, and an old busted rusted Camaro is right there. And then the character who you play, his name was Billy Lee, with blonde hair. He ain't look like he was Asian at all. And his brother name was Jimmy Lee, who was the second player. But what I want to bring to the table is, do you realize how, and truthfully, the story ain't about the dude who fighting for his girlfriend. The story is about the dude who see his man about to take the city to war with nothing but the fist. You know how good you gotta be at karate to be able to take the whole city to war? And the dudes had guns and knives, and at one point they had guns, knives. I think it was a couple whips in there, but they had weapons. It was definitely a baseball bat. But to look at your man and know he's literally about to hit the streets, and you say, you know what? I ain't gonna let him do it by himself. So you jump in there with him. Y'all take the city to war with nothing but your hands. That was amazing. And come out on the top. If you got all the quarters and the dragon kicks and all of that. And that was before Street Fighter and Bison and all of that. Billy and Jimmy Lee fucking shit up with back kicks. They beat, I gotta find out what city that was that they was in. But them boys was kicking ass all through there. It was like 27 levels of that shit too. At one point you fighting muscle men that's green. The whole shit was crazy. But that was for real. And then the other thing was Contra, where you using guns here, you starting off with a rifle and you take down an alien invasion. Once again, because in the 80s, it was nothing that you and your man working together couldn't do. From fucking the city up with back kicks to taking down an alien invasion of the planet with your man and a gun that spreads. Yeah, shout out to the spread gun, because once you got that, you hated dying, because you're like, shit, I can't get another one of them. But you know how you was a real tough Contra player? If you could get the laser gun and be nasty with that. Because that shit, you was like, damn, the laser don't even really come all the way out. But you had to play that game. You had to be a ninja, because before the Konami code came out and you had 30 men, then everybody could beat it. But before then, you was using 3 continues just to make it to the end of the first board when you got to fight the wall with the sniper up top and hit the red in the center. But that was Contra, and that was the 1980s, and that was gaming, you know? That was gaming. These days, you don't even buy games. Back then, the game was, boy, the cartridge looked like a old school cell phone. If you was getting money in 1983 and had a cell phone, that's what the cartridge looked like. And when it stopped working, you had to blow in it. But yeah, horrible human beings gaming in the 1980s episode.